Kudos to you, fantasy junkies, for jumping on the site and checking out the web-only segment. We are going to talk about probably the most boring division in the entire NFC, or NFL for that matter, the NFC West, Jeff. The Rams, will start off with them. Steven Jackson late into camp. Their offense in the passing game seemingly just getting older by the minute. What do you expect when the Rams have the ball this year?
Well, the Rams have like two of the only playmakers in this division, and I think that one of them, Steven Jackson, is going to get his thing on all year long. He finally got his money. He's a happy camper now. Got a chance to miss all of training camp, which you know was part of the thrust for his holdout. He's going to get to run the ball all over the place. He'll catch the ball and really power your fantasy team. If your league sleeps on him and you get him late in the first round, I've seen him fall there on numerous occasions. You're going to love him at the 8, 9, or 10 pick. If you've got 6 or 7 and he falls there, go ahead and take him. He's going to be dynamite for you all year. The passing game, I'm a little less sold on. We've got Torrey Holt, who's old. You know what? He big-timed me last year, so screw that guy. I don't want him on my team anymore. And to me, Mark Bulger is just an injury waiting to happen. So it's pretty much the Steven Jackson show in St. Louis. One team that has no running game whatsoever, in my opinion, is the Seahawks. Jesse, how's Matt Hasselbeck going to find anything to deal with? What do you expect when the Seahawks have the ball?
Well, I think Mike Holmgren is really going to regret the decision to come back and coach for one more season.
It's his last season, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he should have went out last year when they made the playoffs and they looked respectable. Look, their wide receiving core has to be the worst in the league. Maybe the Bears could rival them, but at this point, Nate Burleson looks like their #1 wide receiver. That's brutal. We know how bad that is because, you know, we're Vikings fans and we can remember that happening to us a couple years back. But their passing game has been good traditionally. I just don't think Matt Hasselbeck has any weapons with which to work. Now, Julius Jones brought over to help the running game. Sean Alexander jettisoned in the offseason. I'm not convinced Julius Jones is going to be the man there either. Their offensive line continues to get older. They've got question marks on the entire offensive side of the ball. So I'm shying away from all Seahawks. If you look at my rankings right here on the homepage, all you have to do is just click on my picture on the top right or top left hand corner of the screen. You can go ahead and see I got Matt Hasselbeck ranked low, Jeff. I think the Seahawks are going to suck this year. I've never been a Seahawks fan, and this year I think I'm going to love it. They're going to blow.
Yeah, I just don't think there's any way Matt Hasselbeck picks up the 4,000-yard average we've come to expect. He's got no one to throw the ball to. I mean, even Jeremy Stevens is gone, and who do they even have at tight end? They drafted a young guy named John Carlson. He's going to take some time to develop, and he's more of a blocker anyway. So they're going to really struggle, in my opinion, when they have the ball. It's going to be tough, man.
They've got T.J. Duckett, though.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Jeff, the Cardinals are a team that is on the rise. Their quarterback situation is causing some tumult. Tell the people at home what you think. Matt Leinart, Kurt Warner, when the Cardinals have the ball, what's going to happen?
I think they're going to surge to the top of this division, Jesse. I look for them to finally get that division title that they've been waiting for so long.
Nice.
If it's Kurt Warner, I like him a lot more. Matt Leinart, I don't know, man. He seems a little bit more like he's got stars in his eyes. You know, Hollywood Matt from Southern California. He's more interested in what's up with Paris Hilton and her party than you know what's up with his offensive line and who they're playing this coming week.
Right,
so I think it's going to be tough for him to do much. I do like Edgerrin James because I think that Ken Whisenhunt will bring a pride to this team that will help the offensive line develop its chemistry. If you do invest in Edgerrin James, you want to spend a later round pick on Tim Hightower, the rookie that the team drafted, to back him up. Back a couple years ago, they drafted J.J. Arrington. They've had Marcel Shipp on this team. They've never been able to find that guy who can provide the punch that Edge has, and as he gets older, I think it could be Hightower.
I agree.
So the two players that we need to talk about the most for this offense are the two wide receivers, Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden. They're going to be lights out all season long for your team. The defense still bend but don't break. They're going to give up a lot of yards and points. So I really think that the Cardinals are going to be throwing the ball early and often to stay in games. So
for sure.
I like Fitzgerald a lot. And Bolden, although he's unhappy, he's looking for greener pastures literally next season as he makes his way toward Philadelphia. He'll put up good stats this year to get his dollar bills
And
up.
Bolden's value goes up sharply with Kurt Warner at the helm. He played his best ball last season when Warner was throwing the rock. So now that it seems like Warner is probably going to be the starter, Bolden's value shoots up. One final team to talk about, Jeff, would be the San Francisco 49ers. I think when the San Francisco 49ers have the ball, that they're going to be all about Frank Gore all the time? What do you think?
Well, it's going to be tough, in my opinion, for them to throw the ball. They did bring Bryant Johnson over from Arizona to provide a punch, but where Arizona has 2 quarterbacks to choose from, the Niners have 3 crappy ones to choose from. And honestly, I have a hard time believing that JT O'Sullivan is going to be able to provide much for this team. I think they're going to have a really hard time every week producing much at all, and I think that the fact that Frank Gore is going to see 8 in the box all season long is going to really restrict his value. So I'm staying away from all 49ers personally.
Yeah, I was high on the 49ers when training camp began. I was thinking that Mike Martz might be able to put those paddles on Alex Smith and just restart his career, give him a jolt to the system, but so far that has not happened. Alex Smith looking dismal in their last preseason game. JT O'Sullivan winning the job. I mean, O'Sullivan entered camp as the number 3 guy, so now I've had to kind of backtrack. Bryant Johnson injured throughout the entire preseason. I had him listed as one of my sleepers heading into camp, so I'm starting to get the feeling that the Niners offense is going to struggle. They lost Larry Allen, a key piece of their offensive line, so Mike Martz definitely knows how to throw the ball. But are there any wide receivers who know how to catch it? Is there any quarterback who can be accurate? I just don't know. I'm wondering if this might be Mike Nolan's last season in the 49ers head coaching job. So I can totally understand your feeling for, kind of taking a hands-off approach. Although I do think Frank Gore will be the focal point of their offense, and I think he's still a number 1 back.
Yeah, I mean, he has all the makings of that quintessential great player on a crappy team. There's nobody else really to gain yards for them, so it's going to be him. I can see where you're coming with from that. To me, it's really risky to make him your first-round pick. You better have a real solid 2nd and 3rd round in your draft if you do want to go with Frank Gore, in my opinion. So.
There you go. Well, we thank you for tuning in to the web-only edition. While you're here, peruse the wares.
Definitely.
Take a look at everything else we've got going on the site. We put a lot of time and effort and energy into it. You can also click on the feedback link at the top of the site. Let us know what you think and drop us a line at any point in time. Testosterone signing off for now.